No, I think it's a great way to think about things, right? We think too much about sort of top-down, very hierarchical managerial styles, which is where most of our learnings about business really come from, right? And you're changing the game, you're flipping it on its head and doing different things there.
That's community college for you.
Hey. Well, great segue. So talking about education, if you haven't noticed, Anderson School of Management is a business school, right? And I'm very much of the opinion, and I know that you are, that you don't necessarily have to have straightforward business training in a classroom to learn things. But when I hear about how you approach companies, right, and then sort of your foundational work in working with young children in preschool, you talk about like child-centered, education, and then you have sort of this employee-centered, business that you've really set up. Where does that come from? What was the, you said that your professors really encourage you to do things and et cetera, but what's the educational moment that turned you to the place that said, I can do this, I can be a badass, I can run this thing, I am gonna do, a different type of job than just, working in childcare, or I'm gonna transcend this and do something different?
So it's always been through art for me.
Okay.
So art has always been a gateway to me for thinking about things differently and approaching them differently. And I don't know, I guess when I was a senior in college, I think The Matrix was out, or around that time. And also Spike Lee's Son of Sam. And when I saw Son of Sam, there was a moment when I knew that what Spike was showing, what he had on the screen, I understood it. And I was like, oh, I get it. I get what you're saying. And it was so exciting to me. And I had a similar, and I was like, and The Matrix, I think, blew my mind too. And that feeling of being like, oh, I hadn't thought of that before. Wow. Like that wow thing. And the thing is, like, when we're showing up with each other and we're open to it, we can have that all the time, and it can happen at work. And work just happens to be the thing I really, really love. I love work. I grew up like in a family of, we all just worked. And I always liked it. It was a place where I could succeed and I could do new things, and a safe place where I could start to get to know people and see genius in other people, like it was accessible to me. And those big artistic things that first I saw in movies and later I saw in museums and in music performances, I think just seeing the greatness of humanity is what it is. Oh my God, I just impressed myself. Like seeing someone really, truly do their work in a way that is really astonishing. And I like seeing it so much, and it's so exciting that I loved seeing when my students would excel at something and feel good about it. It was just really beautiful and exciting for me. And then when I started to lead companies, that was even better. Just seeing that genius come out in people. It's really good stuff.